Cole's been riding since dawn and he's beat. It's September 1878 in the Arizona Territory. Hot as hell even though summer's supposed to be over, and all he wants is to get back to his ranch, take care of his animals, and maybe have a whiskey on the porch while watching the sunset. He just sold 15 head of cattle in town, good price too, and the money's tucked in his saddlebag. 30 years old, been ranching on his own for 5 years now since his uncle died and left him the place. It ain't much, just a small operation with some cattle, horses, chickens, but it's his, and he's proud of it. Cole's taking a shortcut through the desert, following an old trail he knows pretty well, when he hears something that don't belong out here. Crying. A kid crying. And not like they just fell down and scraped their knee. This is scared, desperate crying that makes Cole's gut clench up. He pulls his horse up short, listening. There it is again, coming from behind some rocks about 50 yards off the trail. Cole's thinking maybe it's a coyote or some animal making weird noises, but it sure sounds human. He dismounts, pulls his rifle just in case, never know what you're gonna find in the desert, and heads toward the sound. What he finds makes his heart damn near stop. There's a little girl huddled under this scraggly mesquite tree, maybe 5 or 6 years old, and she's in bad shape. She's Apache. Cole can tell from her features and the remnants of what used to be traditional clothing that's now just torn rags. The kid's got scratches all over her arms and legs. Her lips are cracked from dehydration. She's sunburned so bad her skin's peeling. And she's shaking even though it's gotta be 90 degrees out here. When she sees Cole, she screams and tries to scramble away, but she's too weak. Just kind of collapses back against the tree, staring at him with these huge terrified eyes, saying something in Apache that Cole don't understand a word of. Hey, it's okay, Cole says, holding up his hands to show he ain't armed right now, trying to make his voice gentle. I ain't gonna hurt you, little one. The girl's still freaking out, but she's also clearly dying of thirst 'cause her eyes lock onto the canteen on Cole's belt. He moves real slow, unscrews the cap, and holds it out to her. Water? You need water, don't you? She's suspicious as hell, but thirst wins out. She grabs the canteen with both hands and starts chugging, and Cole's got to pull it back before she makes herself sick. Slow down, sweetie little sips, or you'll throw it all up. He lets her drink in small amounts, and while she's doing that, Cole's trying to figure out what the hell happened here. How does a little kid end up alone in the desert? Where's her family? Apache don't just lose their children, they're careful with their kids. Protective. Either she wandered off and got lost or something real bad happened. There's no signs of a struggle, no bodies, no burned out wagons or camps nearby. Just this one terrified little girl in the middle of nowhere. Cole's no expert on kids. He's a bachelor, never been married, barely knows how to talk to children, but he knows he can't leave her out here. She'll be dead by tomorrow, either from dehydration or exposure or coyotes or any number of things that'll kill a defenseless kid in the desert. And Cole ain't the type of man who can walk away from a child in trouble, no matter who she is or where she comes from. All right, little one, you're coming with me, he says. Even though she don't understand English, he reaches for her real gentle and she flinches hard. But she's too weak to fight when he picks her up. She weighs almost nothing. Like a bird, and she's burning up with fever. Cole carries her back to his horse. And that's when she really loses it, starts crying and struggling. Clearly terrified of the big animal. It's okay. Horse is nice, see? Cole strokes his mare's neck, showing the girl it's safe. But she's having none of it, ends up having to hold her in front of him on the saddle. And she's rigid as a board, shaking and whimpering. Cole keeps talking to her in a low, soothing voice even though she can't understand the words. Sometimes tone matters more than language. We're gonna get you home. Get you cleaned up and fed. You'll be okay, I promise. The girl eventually exhausts herself crying and just kind of slumps against his chest. And Cole can feel her little heart pounding like a rabbit's. He wraps one arm around her to keep her steady and urges his horse toward home the whole ride back. Cole's trying to figure out his next move. He'll get her taken care of first food, water, medical attention if she needs it. Then he'll try to find out where she belongs, get her back to her people. Probably take her to the Apache reservation 40 miles north. See if anyone there knows her. Simple plan, help the kid, return her to her family. Go back to his life. Cole's got no idea that the little girl currently passed out against his chest is going to change his entire world, that 3 years from now, he'll consider her his daughter. That finding her mother will lead him to the love of his life right now. He's just a cowboy trying to do the right things. Sometimes that's all it takes to change everything. Cole gets back to his ranch just after dark. And the little Apache girl is half conscious, mumbling stuff in her language that he can't understand. First thing he does is get her inside, lay her on his bed, only bed he's got, and tries to assess the damage. She's dehydrated for sure, malnourished, covered in cuts and bruises, but nothing looks broken or infected yet. He's got some basic medical supplies from patching himself up over the years, so he cleans her wounds real careful while she whimpers and tries to pull away. Getting her to eat is a whole other battle. Cole makes some simple broth from jerky and vegetables. Figures that's gentle enough for her stomach. But when he tries to feed her, she clamps her mouth shut and turns her head away. He's patient though. Keeps offering, and eventually hunger wins out and she takes a few sips, not much. But it's something. That first night is brutal. Cole sets her up in his bed and tries to sleep on the floor nearby. But the girl wakes up screaming every couple hours, completely terrified, not knowing where she is. Each time Cole's got to calm her down, which is hard when she don't speak English and he don't speak Apache. He just keeps his voice low and gentle, stays near but not too close, until she cries herself back to sleep. By morning, Cole looks like hell, didn't sleep more than an hour total, and the girl's watching him from the bed with these huge dark eyes, silent and scared. He makes breakfast and she won't touch it at first, but when he starts eating his own food, she cautiously tries some small victories. Cole needs to call her something besides the girl or little one, and since she can't tell him her name, he decides on Lily. His ma used to grow lily in her garden back east before she died, and they were tough flowers that survived in harsh conditions. Seems fitting. Over the next few weeks, Cole tries everything to find out where Lily came from. He rides into town, asks around, has anyone heard about missing Apache children? Any raids or attacks on Apache camps? Nobody knows nothing, or if they do, they ain't telling a cowboy who's clearly gotten himself involved with Indian business. Cole swallows his pride and rides out to the fort, talks to the army officers there. They look at him like he's crazy for caring about one Apache kid when the government's been relocating whole tribes. Son, those savages lose kids all the time. Probably just wandered off, take her to the reservation and dump her there. Let them deal with it. But Cole can't do that. Something about just abandoning her don't sit right. He makes the 40-mile trip to the San Carlos Apache reservation, brings Lily with him. She gets real agitated when she sees other Apache people, starts crying and calling out. But nobody comes forward to claim her. Cole talks to the tribal leaders through an interpreter, describes where he found her, asks if anyone's missing a child. They say they'll ask around, but Cole gets the feeling they either don't know or they ain't gonna tell a white man. There's too much distrust, too much bad blood between their people and his, so Cole's stuck. He's got this traumatized little girl who's got nowhere else to go. And he's a 30-year-old bachelor who don't know the first thing about raising kids, but what's he supposed to do? Hand her over to the government, who'll probably just stick her in some boarding school designed to kill the Indian, save the man? Leave her at the reservation with strangers who might not even want her? He decides to keep her, at least temporarily, until he can figure out a better solution. Those first few months are rough as hell. Lily has nightmares, constantly wakes up screaming, and sometimes she's so deep in it that she don't even recognize Cole. When he tries to comfort her, she won't talk during the day, just follows him around the ranch like a little ghost, watching everything he does with those big suspicious eyes. Cole starts teaching her simple stuff to keep her busy and maybe help her feel useful, shows her how to feed the chickens. And at first she's terrified of the birds, but eventually she gets into it, teaches her to brush the horses. And she's real gentle with them, seems to calm down around the animals. He's learning her signals when she's scared, when she's hungry, when she's about to have a meltdown. Slowly, bit by bit, Lily starts coming around. Takes about 6 months before she smiles for the first time. Cole's making pancakes, and he flips one too hard and it lands on his head, and she actually giggles. The sound makes Cole's chest feel all tight, 'cause it's the first time he's heard her laugh. She starts picking up English, mixing it with Apache words. Pa Cole is what she calls him. She can't quite say his name right at first, and it just sticks. Cole don't correct her, 'cause honestly he kind of likes it. Makes him feel like maybe he's doing something right. A year passes. Then Lily's 7 now, chattering away in broken English, helping around the ranch like she was born to it. She's learned to cook simple meals, can saddle a horse by herself, follows Cole everywhere, asking a million questions. Why sky blue, Pa Cole? Where chickens come from? Why you no got wife? That last one always makes Cole uncomfortable, 'cause he don't have a good answer. He just never met anyone who made him want to settle down before. And now his whole life is wrapped up in this little Apache girl who he found in the desert. Cole realizes one day, while watching Lily chase the chickens around the yard laughing, that he don't think of her as a temporary situation anymore. She's his kid, not by blood, not legally, but in every way that matters. He's the one who wipes her tears when she's sad, who teaches her to read from his old books, who tucks her in at night and checks for monsters under the bed even though he knows there ain't any. He's gone from lone cowboy to basically being a dad. And the weird part is he can't imagine his life any other way now, but there's always this nagging worry in the back of his mind. What if her real family shows up someday? What if someone comes looking for her? Would he have to give her up? Cole tries not to think about it, tells himself that if nobody's come looking in 2.5 years, they probably ain't coming. Lily's his now. And that's that, except life don't work that way. And Cole's about to find out that the past don't stay buried forever. Especially when it comes looking for you. Asterisk. It's a regular Saturday morning when Cole's world gets flipped upside down. He's in town picking up supplies, flour, sugar, some fabric, 'cause Lily's growing like a weed and needs new clothes, and the general store's pretty crowded. He's waiting his turn when he hears this voice, a woman speaking English with a heavy Apache accent. And something about it makes him turn around. There's an Apache woman talking to the store owner, and Cole's brain just stops working for a second, 'cause she's beautiful, maybe mid-20s, long black hair hanging loose down her back, wearing a mix of traditional Apache dress and American clothes, a cotton blouse with a long skirt and moccasins. But it ain't her looks that freeze Cole in place, it's the desperate, haunted expression on her face as she's asking the store owner questions. Please, you see little girl? Apache girl, maybe 7, 8 years old now? She have scar here. The woman touches her left eyebrow. From when she fall as baby? Cole's stomach drops straight through the floor. Lily's got a scar in that exact spot. She told him she don't remember how she got it. The store owner's shaking his head, clearly wanting this Apache woman out of his store. Sorry, ma'am. Ain't seen no Indian kids around here. You might try the reservation. The woman's shoulders slump, but she nods, thanks him, and turns to leave. Cole knows he should let her go. Should think about this, but his mouth's moving before his brain catches up. Wait. He steps forward and the woman turns. And up close her eyes are this incredible dark brown, full of pain and hope and exhaustion. What's your daughter's name? The woman looks at him wary, like she's been disappointed too many times to trust easily. Kaya, her name Kaya, she taken 3 years ago by raiders. I think she dead, mourn her, but then I hear stories. White rancher find Apache child in desert. I must know I look everywhere. Cole's heart's hammering so hard he can barely hear his own thoughts. This is Lily's Kaya's mother. This woman's been searching for 3 years, probably traveled hundreds of miles. Never gave up hope, and Cole's about to either make her dreams come true or break her heart if it ain't the right kid. Got a little Apache girl at my ranch. Found her in the desert about 2.5 years ago. Near dead from exposure. She's 7 now, got a scar over her left eyebrow. Cole's voice sounds weird even to himself. All tight and strained. Maybe you should come see if it's her. The woman, she says her name is Ayana, just stares at him for a long moment. Then she starts crying, quiet tears running down her face. And she's nodding, yes, yes. I come, please. The ride back to Cole's ranch is the longest 20 minutes of his life. Ayana's on a horse she borrowed from someone at the reservation, riding beside him. And neither of them's talking much. Cole's mind is racing. This is good news, right? Lily's got her real mother back. She can go home to her people, learn her culture. Have a real family. That's what he wanted all along when he was searching for her peoples. So why does Cole feel like someone's ripping his guts out? 'Cause Lily is his family now. He's raised her for almost 3 years. He's the one who taught her to read, who kisses her scraped knees, who checks for monsters at bedtime. He's her pa Cole and she's his little girl. And the thought of losing her makes him want to throw up, but this ain't about him. It's about what's right for Lily when they get to the ranch. Lily comes running out of the barn like she always does when she hears Cole's horse. She's got hay in her hair and dirt on her face, and she's grinning. Pa Cole, you bring candy? You promise candy. Then she sees Ayana and stops dead. For a second, nobody moves. Ayana's staring at Lily like she's seeing a ghost. Tears just streaming down her face now, and she's whispering, Kaya, Kaya. Shia. Haws over and over. Cole don't speak Apache, but he knows that last word means my daughter. Lily's face goes through about 10 emotions in 5 seconds. Confusion. Then recognition starting to dawn. Then shock. Her eyes get huge and she whispers something in Apache. So quiet Cole almost don't hear it. Shima? Mother Ayana drops to her knees right there in the dirt, arms open. And Lily just stands frozen for a second, then she's running, throwing herself into Ayana's arms, and they're both crying and talking rapid-fire Apache, holding each other so tight it looks like they're trying to merge into one person. Cole's standing there holding the reins of both horses, watching this reunion, and he should be happy. He is happy for Lily, for Kaya. She's got her mother back. That's a miracle. But he's also got this crushing weight on his chest because he knows what comes next. Ayana's gonna take her daughter home. Back to the reservation, back to her people, back to where she belongs. And Cole's gonna go back to being alone in his ranch with nobody calling him Pa Cole. Nobody asking him why the sky is blue, nobody needing him. He's gonna lose his little girl. And there ain't nothing he can do about it, 'cause keeping her from her real mother would be wrong. He knows that, but knowing it don't make it hurt any less. Ayana finally looks up at Cole over Kaya's head, and her face is just pure gratitude and joy. Thank you, she says in English. Voice breaking, thank you for save her, for keep her safe. I never think I see her again. She's a good kid, Cole manages to say, and his own voice sounds all rough. Real good kid. Kaya pulls back from her mother and looks between them. And Cole can see the confusion on her face. She remembers Ayana now. He can tell from how she's clinging to her. But she's also looking at Cole with this expression that's killing him. Like she don't know what's happening. Like she's scared of losing him too. Come inside, Cole says. 'Cause they can't just stand in the yard forever. We should. We should talk, figure out what happens next. But Cole already knows what happens next, he just don't want to face it yet. His little girl found her real family, and that means Cole's about to lose the only family he's had in 5 years. The reunion scene in Cole's front yard is beautiful and heartbreaking all at once. Ayana's holding Kaya like she'd disappear if she lets go, speaking to her in Apache, stroking her hair, checking her over like she's making sure she's real. Kaya's responding in broken Apache. She's forgotten a lot in 3 years, but the bond's still there, buried under everything. Coming back to life. Cole makes coffee while they all go inside, trying to give them space but also feeling weird in his own house. He's the outsider now. Ayana's sitting on the floor with Kaya in her lap, still holding her, still talking softly. Every few minutes she looks at Cole with tears in her eyes and thanks him again. And each time it feels like a knife in his chest. After about an hour, Kaya's starting to get restless. She slides off her mother's lap and runs to Cole. Pa Cole, I show Shima my chickens. I feed them good, you see. The word Shima, mother, seems to hit Ayana hard. But there's also pain in her eyes when Kaya calls Cole Pa, like she's realizing her daughter's got a whole life here that don't include her. Yeah. Baby girl, go show her, Cole says, and watches them go outside together. Kaya chattering away in English about the chickens and the horses and everything she's learned. That's when reality starts setting and Ayana comes back inside after the chicken tour, and her and Cole sit at the kitchen table drinking coffee, both knowing they gotta have the hard conversation. She very happy here. Ayana says quietly, you raise her good, she healthy, she smart, she not remember much Apache ways. I tried to ask around, tried to find her people, Cole says, needing her to know he wasn't trying to keep Kaya from her family. Nobody knew nothing. I was gonna keep looking, but she become yours. Ayana says it without accusation, just stating a fact. I see how she look at you like you her father. I never meant to replace you, she needed someone and I was there. Ayana reaches across the table and touches his hand briefly. You save her life. You give her home when she have nothing. I am grateful. More than I can say. So what happens now? Cole has to ask even though he's dreading the answer. I take her home back to reservation, back to our people. She need to know who she is, where she come from. She Apache. She need her tribe. Cole knows she's right, but it don't make it easier when few days maybe. She need time to know me again. Is hard for her. I think she remember but also not remember. Those few days turn into a week. And it's the most complicated week of Cole's life. His house ain't built for 3 people, but they make it work. Ayana sleeps in Lily's room with her. Cole keeps his own room during the day. Ayana's trying to reconnect with her daughter, teaching her Apache words she forgot, singing her traditional songs, telling stories about their family and tribe. But Kaya is still attached to Cole, something fierce. Every night she wants him to tuck her in like usual. When she has nightmares, which get worse during this confusing time, she runs to Cole first, then seems to remember her mother's there and gets all confused about who to go to. It's tearing the kid apart. And Cole can see it. And then there's the thing, Cole and Ayana are both trying real hard to ignore the attraction building between them. Cole catches himself staring at her when she's teaching Kaya to bead, admiring how patient and gentle she is. The way she moves, graceful and strong, how smart she is. She speaks 3 languages, survived losing her daughter and husband, never gave up searching. She's amazing. And Ayana's watching Cole too, the way he is with Kaya, patient when she's stubborn, playful when she needs to laugh, firm but kind when she needs discipline, how hard he works to provide for them. How he treats Ayana with respect even though plenty of white men wouldn't. She sees how much he loves her daughter. And it makes her feel things she shouldn't feel for a white cowboy. One evening after Kaya's asleep, they're sitting on the porch in the dark, and the tension finally breaks. "I need to tell you something," Ayana says quietly. "My husband Kaya's father, he killed 3 years ago, same men who take Kaya, they attack our camp. Kill many people. I think Kaya dead too for a long time. I'm sorry, I can't imagine. I mourn for year, then I hear whispers, rumors about little Apache girl with white rancher. I think maybe it her. I travel for months looking, asking, and now." She gestures at the house where Kaya sleeps. "I find her, but it's not simple." "Nothing ever is." Cole's quiet for a minute. "Can I ask you something? What was she like before the attack?" Ayana smiles, soft and sad. "She was full of life, laugh all the time, follow her father everywhere. She loved horses even as tiny baby. When she 3, she tried to ride by herself, fall off, break her arm. She cry but then laugh about it later." Cole smiles too, 'cause that sounds exactly like the Lily. He knows, tough and stubborn and brave even when she's scared. They sit in comfortable silence for a while. And then Ayana says something that changes everything. "You good man. Cole, you love my daughter. I see it every time you look at her, and she love you too. Maybe she need both of us." Cole's heart skips. "What are you saying?" "I don't know. I just know taking her from you will hurt her. But taking her from me again will hurt her too. I wish there was a way for her to have both." That's when Cole realizes something that's been building for weeks. He don't just love Kaya. He's falling for Ayana too, the way she mothers their daughter with such fierce love. Her strength and courage, the sound of her voice when she sings Apache lullabies. How beautiful she is when she smiles, but it's impossible, she's Apache, he's white. It's 1878, Arizona people get killed for less than a white man and Apache woman being together. Her people would see her as a traitor. His people already think he's crazy for taking in an Apache kid. They'd run him out of town for marrying an Apache woman, and even if they could somehow make it work, what kind of life would they have? Isolated, hated by both communities, always looking over their shoulders? Cole stands up abruptly. I'm gonna check on the horses." He walks away before he does something stupid like tell Ayana how he feels. Like suggest they try to make this work somehow, because wanting something don't make it possible. And sometimes the loving thing is letting go even when it tears you apart. But as Cole stands in the barn trying to get his feelings under control, he can't shake the thought, what if there was a way? What if love could be enough? 2 weeks into Ayana and Kaya staying at the ranch, and word's gotten around town. Cole should have known it would. Small towns got big mouths. And someone must have seen him with 2 Apache women. Put 2 and 2 together, he notices the stairs when he goes to town for supplies. Hears the whispers that stop when he gets close, but he ignores it. Figures people can think what they want. He's doing the right thing, helping reunite. A mother and daughter turns out ignoring. It was a mistake. It's around 10 at night, and Cole's just finished reading Kaya a bedtime story something. They still do even though Ayana's here now. He comes back to the main room where Ayana's mending one of Kaya's dresses by lamplight, and they're having one of their quiet conversations that have become a regular thing. Talking about everything and nothing, her life on the reservation, his life ranching, how Kaya's adjusting, carefully dancing around the feelings they both got but won't name. That's when they hear horses. Multiple riders coming fast, and it's late enough that nobody's got good reasons to be visiting. Cole's on his feet immediately, grabbing his rifle. Get Kaya and go to the back room. Lock the door. Ayana don't argue, just moves quick and quiet. Cole steps out onto the porch just as 5 men ride into his yard. He recognizes them as troublemakers from town. Tom Brackett and his drunk buddies. The type who got nothing better to do than hate people who look different than them. Evening. Cole, Tom says, but there ain't nothing friendly in his voice. Heard you got yourself some Apache company, thought we'd come have a talk about that. Nothing to talk about. This is my property, and I'll have whoever I want here. Now get lost before I put holes in you. One of the other guys, Danny something, laughs. You threatening us over some squaw and her half-breed brat? What's wrong with you, Cole? You gone native or something? Cole's grip tightens on his rifle. Call her that again, and I'll show you what's wrong with me. Last chance to leave. Instead of leaving, Tom pulls out a bottle and throws it at the house. It smashes against the wall. And the others start hollering and throwing rocks. We don't want Indian lovers in this territory. Send that squaw back where she belongs before we burn this place down. Cole fires a warning shot over their heads. Next one ain't a warning. That's when things get serious. The men pull their guns. And Cole's outnumbered 5-1. He's thinking he might actually have to shoot somebody when the door behind him opens and Ayana steps out holding Cole's other rifle. You leave now, she says. Voice steady and cold, or you die, your choice. Tom laughs. You think we're scared of an Indian woman with a fa? Ayana shoots the hat clean off his head. The man screams and nearly falls off his horse. And suddenly nobody's laughing anymore. She racks another round. Next one go through head. I good shot. Apache women trained to fight since we are children. You want to test me? Cole's never been more attracted to anyone in his entire life, which is probably not the right thing to be thinking while facing down 5 armed men. But there it is, between the two of them, they got the men covered. And these cowards realize real quick they bit off more than they can chew. They start backing up their horses. Still talking trash, but clearly scared now. This ain't over, Cole. We'll be back with the sheriff. Illegal to harbor Indians off the reservation. Then bring the sheriff. I'll tell him how you tried to burn down my property and threatened to kill 2 people. Cole yells back. They ride off into the dark. And Cole and Ayana stand there holding rifles until they can't hear hoofbeats anymore. Then Ayana starts shaking. The adrenaline wearing off and Cole takes her rifle before she drops it. You okay? Yes, no, I don't know. She sits down hard on the porch steps. This is my fault. I bring danger to you, Kaya, and I should go soon. Before this get worse, Cole sits next to her. You didn't bring danger. Those racist assholes brought danger, and you're not running 'cause of them. Cole, you don't understand. It always be like this. White people hate me for being Apache. My people hate me if I stay with white man. There is no place where we all fit together. So what are you saying? You're just going to take Kaya back to the reservation and we never see each other again? Ayana turns to look at him, tears on her face. What choice do we have? You want Kaya grow up with people throwing rocks at her house? Calling her names? She deserved better than this. She deserves to have both her parents. Cole's voice breaks. You're right that taking her from you would hurt her, but taking her from me is gonna hurt her too. I've been her father for 3 years. Ayana, I love that little girl more than my own life. I know. I see it every day and it break my heart because I know she love you too. She call you Pei and she mean it. Ayana's crying harder now. But how we fix this? How we make it work when world tell us we cannot? And that's when Cole just says it. Screw the consequences. Screw what's smart or safe or reasonable. Marry me. Ayana stares at him like he's lost his mind. What? Marry me, be my wife, we'll be a family, you, me, and Kaya legal and real. And yeah, it'll be hard and people will talk and some of them will be worse than talk. But we can protect each other. We already proved that tonight. 2 of us together is stronger than 1 alone. Cole, you are crazy. You know what happened to white men who marry Apache women? To Apache women who marry white men? We both be outcasts. Your people hate you. My people hate me. I don't care about my people if my people are going to be like Tom Brackett and his trash friends, and the way I see it. We got 3 choices. Cole takes her hands. 1. You take Kaya and leave. And all three of us are miserable, and Kaya loses a father she loves too. Kaya stays with me and you go back to the reservation alone. And we're all still miserable, and Kaya loses her mother again, or 3. We choose each other. We build a family together and deal with whatever comes. It's not that simple. It is that simple. I love you. Ayana, I love Kaya. I want you both in my life, forever. Not for a few more days until you leave forever, and if that makes me crazy, then I'm crazy. Ayana's searching his face. And Cole can see her fighting between what she wants and what she thinks is smart. You really love me? Not just because of Kaya? I love you because you're strong and brave and beautiful. Because you never gave up looking for your daughter. Because you shoot hats off of shoals who threaten your family. Because when you sing to Kaya at night, it's the most beautiful sound I ever heard. I love you, and I'm asking you to take a chance on us. She kisses him, just leans in and kisses him right there on the porch. And it's desperate and scared and hopeful all at once. When she pulls back, she whispers, "Yes, I marry you, I'm terrified." But yes, they're gonna face hell for this choice. Both their communities are gonna reject them. Life's gonna be hard, but right now, holding each other on the porch under the stars, they don't care. They're choosing love over fear, and sometimes that's the bravest thing you can do. Asterisk. The morning after Cole proposes, they tell Kaya what's happening. She's sitting at the breakfast table eating pancakes when Cole and Ayana sit down on either side of her. And the kid immediately knows something's up because both of them look serious. Kaya, we need to talk to you about something important, Cole starts. But before he can finish, Kaya's face crumples and she starts crying, "You leaving. Shima taking me away and I never see you again." She's sobbing now, pushing away from the table. "No, baby. That's not." Ayana tries to reach for her, but Kaya runs. They find her 20 minutes later in the hayloft, curled up in the corner just like the day Cole found her in the desert, scared and small and trying to hide from a world that keeps hurting her. Cole climbs up first. "Lily, Kaya, we're not here to take you away from anybody." "Yes, you are. Everybody always leaves. My first father died, then Shima disappeared. Then you found me, but now she's back and I have to choose, and I don't want to choose." She's screaming now, all the confusion and fear of the past 2 weeks pouring out. "Why can't I have both? Why can't we all just stay together?" Ayana climbs up into the loft too, sits on the other side of Kaya. "That's what we trying to tell you. Oz, we stay together, all of us." Kaya looks between them, confused. "What you mean?" "I asked your mother to marry me," Cole says. "If she says yes, if you say yes, we'll be a family. You'll have both of us forever." The kid's face goes through about 10 emotions: shock, hope, disbelief, more hope. "You mean it? Really, really mean it?" "Really, really," Ayana says, and she's crying too now. "We both love you so much. And we love each other too. So we want to be family, the three of us together." Kaya launches herself at both of them, hugging them so hard they almost fall over. "Yes, yes, yes, yes. I say yes. We be family." And just like that, the decision's made. Getting married ain't simple though. They go to the justice of the peace in town, old guy named Judge Morrison, who's seen everything in his 70 years and stopped caring what people think about 40 years ago. He reads them the vows, and Cole and Ayana hold hands while Kaya stands between them, grinning so big her face might split when the judge pronounces them married. Half the people in town are watching through the windows. Scandalized and furious, Cole hears somebody yell, "Indian lover," as they walk out, and Ayana holds his hand tighter. But they keep their heads up. It ain't easy. Some of Cole's former friends won't talk to him anymore. A few ranchers refuse to do business with him. The general store owner asks them to shop somewhere else to avoid trouble. Cole loses some contracts for his horses because people don't want to associate with a man married to an Apache woman, but some people surprise him. Mrs. Patterson, the old widow whose son Cole saved, starts buying all her horses from him in defiance of the gossips. Sheriff Calhoun makes it clear that anybody who harasses Cole's family will answer to him. Judge Morrison comes by every few weeks just to check on them and play checkers with Ayana faces it worse from her own people. When she goes to the reservation to tell her family, some of them won't even speak to her. They say she's betrayed her tribe, that she's choosing a white man over her own people. It hurts her bad. But she holds her head high. My daughter need both her parents. I choose my child. That is not betrayal, that is love. Not everyone rejects them, though Ayana's aunt, an elder named Desba, visits the ranch and gives them her blessing. Love is rare and precious. She tells them in Apache, while Cole listens to Ayana translate, those who find it should hold on to it. No matter what others say, you are brave to choose each other. The first year is the hardest. They're building a life together from scratch, blending two cultures, two languages, two completely different worlds. Ayana teaches Cole and Kaya Apache traditions, songs, stories. Cole teaches Ayana the business side of ranching. They celebrate both Apache ceremonies and American holidays. Teach Kaya to be proud of both her heritages. Some days are rough. Kaya comes home crying because kids at the school in town called her a half-breed. Ayana struggles with the isolation from her community. Cole has nightmares about losing them, about the threats from people like Tom Brackett becoming real, but they work through it together. Cole holds Ayana when she cries for the family that rejected her. Ayana reminds Cole that they're stronger together than apart. They both reassure Kaya that being both Apache and American makes her special. Not broken, the ranch starts doing better than ever, 'cause it turns out Ayana's got an incredible gift with horses. Apache are some of the best horsemen in the world, and she trains their animals in ways Cole never learned. Word spreads about the quality of their horses, and soon they're getting buyers from 3 territories over who don't care about the scandal, just want good stock. 2 years after they marry, Ayana's pregnant. They have a son they name James after Cole's uncle, with the Apache name Ashki, then a daughter named Sarah. Apache named Talakaya, who's 10 now, is an amazing big sister, teaching her siblings both languages, both cultures, fiercely protective of them. 5 years after Cole found that scared little girl in the desert, they're sitting on the porch watching the sunset, all 5 of them now. Kaya's translating a story from Fam, Apache, to English for her little brother. Ayana's nursing the baby, and Cole's got his arm around his wife, thinking about how far they've come. You ever regret it? Ayana asks quietly. All the trouble? All the people who hate us? Cole looks at his family, his beautiful, complicated, imperfect, perfect family, and shakes his head. Not for a single second. You and these kids are the best thing that ever happened to me. Even though we lose some friends, some business, the people who matter stuck around the rest. They weren't worth keeping anyway. He kisses her temple. I got everything I need right here. Kaya looks up from her story. Pa Cole, you getting mushy again? Yeah, I am. Deal with it, kiddo. She grins and goes back to her story. And Ayana leans into Cole's shoulder. They built something beautiful out of loss and pain and impossible circumstances. They chose love over fear, chose each other over what was easy or safe or socially acceptable. And yeah, some people never forgave them for it. They lived their whole lives as outsiders to both communities in some ways, but they also became a bridge. Young couples, Apache and white, Mexican and Apache, all kinds of combinations, would come to them for advice, for hope, for proof that love across cultures could work. Cole and Ayana's ranch became a safe place for people who didn't fit anywhere else. Kaya grows up bilingual, bicultural, and proud of both. She becomes a translator and advocate, helping her mother's people navigate the white man's legal system, helping white settlers understand Apache customs and rights. She uses what her two worlds gave her to build bridges, just like her parents did, and it all started because a cowboy found a lost child and chose to help instead of walk away, because an Apache mother never gave up searching. Because when they found each other, they had the courage to say, "This is impossible, but we're doing it anyway." Sometimes, the bravest thing you can do is love someone the world says you shouldn't. Cole and Ayana prove that every single day for the rest of their lives, and that's a legacy worth more than all the acceptance in the world.